Day, excellent. I'm back from Cape Town where I attended the Africa Energy Indaba conference, and it was a very good trip, I have to say, because every time you're on the ground, it gets to see a few things. And I just wanted to have a quick catch up with you so that I can share some of my feedback of what this journey has been all about and how it actually helped us to reflect on the challenging issue that we've seen on the ground and we want to solve, right? Excellent. Before we dive into that, so let me first of all reintroduce myself for those of you who are still new to us, who still do not know who we are. So my name is Tony Teo. I'm the founder and CEO of Renewable in Africa. And what we are your clean energy champion. So what we do is to demystify the renewable energy sector for you. We want to do that so that you have easy way to understand what the industry is all about, easy way for you to connect, an easy way for you to also bring your contribution, right? That's what we do. And what's the channel, and who will benefit from the channel? So you benefit from the channel if you are an investor looking to have some money, you want to plug into the sector, you want to invest, because you probably know that the renewables energy sector is the fastest growing power generation sector, and you're looking at how can I plug my money into it. So you definitely, by following us, you're just gonna get the information they're looking for. Or maybe you're telling me, I am a professional. I want to jump into the sector. I know there probably some opportunities. I'm looking to redirect myself into a new industry, virtuous industry. And I want to bring my contribution. This sector definitely have plenty of it. Yeah, but you clearly may want to find out, okay, where can I get sufficient information for me to come up to speed and to know where would I fit in? By looking at our videos, you definitely just gonna get that. Just gonna get more information. Or you could be telling me, hey, what I'm looking to do here. So I'm a business, right? I want to decarbonize my operations. I like to find out more about the sector as well. In here, you will get all the information you're looking for. And yeah, and what we're asking you to do is just very simple. We want you to like this video. So that's the first thing I want you to do. You want to like the video. You want to also share that with people that you know, and you want to comment on it, because when you do that, yes, definitely you're helping us just to spread awareness and you're contributing. That's the easiest way for you to get involved, right? Without having to sweat about it, right? So how long does it take for you to just to like a video? Exactly, half a second. That's done. Yeah. So have you done it now? That's the time for you to do it. Okay. So let's come back to the purpose of our discussion, right? Just wanted to look at the energy journey where we are, sort of having a quick catch up discussions. But before we do the quick catch up discussions, as I say, so what's happening many times, people will go into conferences, look at that, come out, like I say, either very much pleased or not pleased at all. But what those conferences are here for, they're here to help us to get a better sense at what the industry is. Because what happen is you have in one single place all the different stakeholders coming together, all the key players. You will have, project developers. You will have government officials over there. You will have, for example, in Africa Energy Indaba, we definitely had the keynote speaker was the Ministry of Energy for South Africa, isn't it? Yeah. So that's definitely bring a lot of cloud into the conference, and you have as well, financiers, investors that are there, and the general public. So as you can imagine, by bringing together, that set of people, so you get to look at the challenges very quickly. Yeah, you get to look at what are the different opportunities. What are the different pockets where people can actually engulf themselves into and create opportunity for themselves. So that's what I wanted to do, right? So I just want to give like a 2 or 3 point that for me stood out from the trip and helped me to get a much better sense of to where we are and how we really can obviously carry on with our job. So the first thing I want to say, which I must say it's something, if you're not really lived out on a day-to-day basis, so it's maybe something difficult to understand. But I want to talk about the issue of load shedding. Yeah. So We were hosting in South Africa, in Cape Town, beautiful city by all standards, yeah. But definitely the issue of load shedding is really concerning. Why am I saying that? Because I've made the I don't know, the choice to go to Airbnb this time as opposed to going to a hotel. Probably also because I booked late. I said, okay, if I go to an Airbnb, I think I can have good value for money. And I definitely picked one that was actually very, very comfortable, not far from the venue to commute. So it was great. But I forgot about one thing. I forgot about the challenge of load shedding. Yeah, which means that, and unfortunately, the venue didn't happen to have a generator for the room. They have generator, but for the communal place, the halls, the corridors, but not in the rooms. So what happened is, obviously, so when you get back from the conference, even you in your room, you're working, preparing for the next day. You want to make sure that you stay up to speed. Yeah. So you get things moving. Power cut. And when you experience that, like I say, it's very, very unpleasant. Very unpleasant. Obviously, I imagine when you're used to that, you can plan your life around it. Yeah. And that's what many people, if not most of the people, would do. But you really realize how frustrating it can be. Yeah. And you really realize how much of it slows you down, you as an individual, you as a business, you as a society. So clearly that issue, yeah. And the thing is, so in South Africa, the situation is not even where the worst is happening. Many other places in Africa, it's much more concerning than that. But it just brings that into perspective, and it just shows why people in the continent of Africa, all they need is power. That's really what they need. So that's why I can say if we're not careful the way we engage with them, yeah, we're just gonna lose them. So with regard to, let's say, certain choices we want them to make, we may ask them to make those choices, but without properly explaining or sufficiently explaining why they need to do that, they won't understand it. Because they say, hey, what I want a commodity. I want a commodity that is called power. How do you actually supply me with the power? This is not my business to know, right? All I want is I want power. I want it to be reliable. I want it to be affordable. That is what they want. Can you give it to me? If you say yes, I can give it to you. That's it. Job sorted. The rest is later. So that's the reason I'm saying that this is pretty much the mentality people are into, right? So if you don't understand it this way, you may struggle to connect. Yeah. So that's really, really what people are into. And that's really how they perceive things. And that's how, for us people from the industry, when we're looking at things, we need to find out, we need to know what is the right approach, right? That's one thing. So that's one thing I could say I was able to observe. So the second thing I was able to observe is during the conference, clearly, when we're looking at options to go forward for the continent of Africa, I must say the war in Ukraine has changed many, many things, many perception. So basically, many people in Africa are a lot more vocal to say, hey, listen, at the end of the day, all we need is energy access. All we need is power. It means that we need to take advantage of all the resources we have, renewable and non-renewable. Yeah. Before people were a little bit timid to say that, but now it's very, very more frontal. But pretty much all conference I'm going to, yeah, that's what it is. And sometimes as well, you may have some erroneous messages saying that okay, renewables is maybe too expensive or so on and so forth. I just wanted to say that that's also the way people are coming from because they lacking power. They want the power. All they need is power, yeah? And also because they see number two, as I mentioned, the war in Ukraine has changed the perception. They look more open. And if you pay attention, that's why on social media, on LinkedIn, all those different platforms, you will see, people from the continent, they're much more vocal. And they're not afraid to saying that, yeah? This is what we want, this is what we're gonna do, and so on and so forth. Yeah. We don't want to be imposed our solutions. We believe that we're gonna use all of it. Yeah. They clearly have a point. They clearly have a point. However, as I say, us from the renewable energy side, although we're not demonizing the other side, it's fair to say, I'm simply saying that we need to do a much better job explaining to people how, by using more renewables into the energy mix, not just say only renewables in energy mix, but more renewables in energy mix, we respond to the questions, but in a much better way. So that's the way the conversation needs to be, needs to have. And personally, as I say, my perspective has always been the same. I don't think there's enough people making a good case, strong case. We rely and we believe that just because renewables energy, it's a virtuous circle, you know, it's a virtuous industry, unless proven wrong, virtuous industry. We don't need to fight that hard. People understand it, we're just going to connect momentum with us. Yes, but I promise you, guys, the other side are selling sources that are non-renewable. They are as clever, if not more clever than we are. And they're gonna make sure that they're gonna outsmart you if you don't actually raise attention, right? So that's the one thing as well for me that clearly stood out. Yeah, from this conference, I was able to see people a lot more vocal. Yeah, they want different challenges. Yeah, they want different energy sources and um not just renewable. So yeah. So another piece of information that was very clear that I picked up is actually, yeah. Oh, by the way, as I was talking about that non-renewable, clearly they had a on the last day a gas summit conference. Yeah, that's just to say. Basically, obviously, when they saying that they want to dismiss, not dismiss, that they want to get a lot more sources, even non-renewable use. A lot of it actually tend to be gas, right? So coal, almost everybody understand that coal, like I say, even if there's still use it, which there will be, so it will actually go reducing. So the last point I wanted to make the point with regard to the hydrogen. Clearly, that's another conversation that is growing. It's something that is growing because people are looking for options to decarbonize. How do you gonna make how do you make it happen? What is actually good for that? So hydrogen is definitely gaining more and more exposure. And like I said, clearly South Africa is positioning himself. You have as well a country like Namibia, also the whole SADC region. No, yeah, SADC region. Yeah, so that is what people are looking at. Yeah, they want to see how things going to happen there. So the reason for me to bring that up, it's to raise your attention, so that because I said that okay, this is the kind of thing that you get when you go on the ground because you're in touch with the players, with partners. Okay, a lot of it was focused on South Africa, yeah. However, a number of those issues obviously are common to other countries that may actually even be far worse than the Africa Energy Indaba. So these are the kind of topic that I say I wanted to bring to attention. So if you just summarize that, number one, as I say, the issue of load shedding is serious. But what I didn't say about that, and let me say that right now, it's clearly I could also see and sense a real willingness from the South African industry and government to get to grip with it. Yeah, definitely they have a range of possible solutions they're exploring. That's okay. So I've talked to a gentleman that is looking for the R&D with regard to energy. Yeah, so clearly they have some solution over there as well. So that kind of escalated to the high level. So clearly there is a sense and a willingness for the country to do that. And clearly there's even another gentleman who told me that he believed within 2 years you're gonna get it sorted. You're gonna see the interview shortly that we're gonna be obviously broadcasting that from our platform. Yeah. So that's what I could say. Now, uh, the other thing that I talked about as well, I talked about the what did I talk about? I talked about the fact that people want to use everything, including gas, and also I talked about the green hydrogen. So these are the kind of information you're getting from the ground. So where are we on the energy journey? Clearly, on the energy journey, we're still struggling with energy access. That's still a key major challenge because of that energy, because the urgency of that. I mean, the longer we wait to close that, the less receptive people are actually from the green agenda. This is what I also want to say. So where are we actually? So we're still basically recovering as well from COVID. That's where we are. We have issue like energy access that is compounding the challenges that we see on the ground. And you see good guys on the ground that are providing some local solutions, not as fortunate as we could be to go and run interviews over there, do pilots on the ground, and be present on the ground. Yeah, so we kind of are fortunate in doing that. But what we're saying is actually for other companies, you want to understand what's all about. So clearly, we have a challenge with energy access. Clearly, it's real. When you go there, you feel it. But at the same time as well, we also know that a number of the guys thinking about closing the gap in Africa by using all sources. It's our job as renewable to make a better case so that we can get a good portion of it, because we're always going to need a mix. Yeah, let's be realistic. But renewable can get a big portion if we know how to play the game. But for that, we need to engage with people. If we don't engage with people, we will lose them and we'll not be able to grab these opportunities. And the fifth point for me, so the final point for me is to talk about the hydrogen. Yeah, saying that that's the green growing agenda. Pretty much all conference I'm going these days, they talk about hydrogen. Yeah, and there's already some step being taken to procure hydrogen, because that is used as a possible credible replacement fuel, you know, for all the different operations, including oil and gas operation, heavy duty operation. That's what I had to say for today. I don't know if there's any question. If there's any question, I'm more than happy to respond to that. I'm also more than happy to respond to any question you may have subsequently and see how we can take it further. But as for me, like I say, our job is very simple, very easy. What we want to do is to demystify the renewable energy sector for you. We want to do that in a seamless way. Yeah, make sure that it's easy for you to connect. All you have to do, three things. You want to first of all connect, as I say, connect to all our platforms. We broadcast on 5 platforms. You definitely also want to leave a message to tell us, hey, I've enjoyed it. I did not enjoy it. What can we change? We do it. And the third thing, we wanted to share with people so that we can get a lot more people, sort of joining those calls. And that's what we want to do. So I don't think there is any question. So if there is any question, I'll take it. But let me see. I don't think there is any question. But if there is any question, even later on, so when you watch the recording, I'll be more than happy to respond to that. Yeah, is it okay? Excellent. I think for my side, I have nothing else to say. I just have to hand you over back your time to wish you a great afternoon. And I see you tomorrow where we're going to have another series of one day, one concept idea. Hey guys, looking forward to talk to you. Oh, by the way, yeah, I forgot to mention. How could I forget to mention? So we having a webinar coming out on the 22nd of March, where we're going to be looking at how can we leverage, the local funding to boost renewable energy. Yeah. So I'm going to be sharing the link with you, and you have that registration. Is that okay? Excellent. So let me just leave you now in peace, and then I see you shortly. And I'm sure there's going to be more that we can talk about. And if you have questions in between, just drop it there, and I look at that. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you very much. Bye bye.